Hey fellow photographer, when you go into a shoot that might get a little bit complex, that might get a little bit tricky in terms of lighting, then why not keep some extra options for yourself? Why not stacking the decks in your favor, so to speak? Today it's about a flashlight situation shooting in a dark bar. Most photographers would think either on-camera flash or off-camera flash in this situation. So they either would shoot with an on-camera flash bouncing the light from the walls, from the ceilings, like they would probably shoot a wedding, or they would shoot with off-camera flash, putting their light onto light stands, shooting through modifiers like they would usually shoot models. Today I want to show you a situation where you should probably say, why not both? Why not keeping all the options? I can switch off any of the flashes at any time anyway, so why not keep all of them? Today it's about a very special senior shoot. The model wanted to have a Jessica Rabbit inspired theme. She wanted to shoot in a bar and she organized the bar, which was wonderful. Now the only limitation was we had just 30 minutes in the bar. And the things, our stuff, had to be removed from the bar before the first guest would set foot into the bar. In these situations, you have to keep it as simple as possible. However, we needed a minimum of 2 lights. We definitely needed a main light, which in our case was a lunar octabox with a speedlight at 1/16. And you absolutely also need a rim light for such a Jessica Rabbit shoot. We fired a speedlight through a 25-degree Rouge Grid into the back of the model as a hair and a rim light. I would have loved to have a third light, but there was no time to build it up. The ambient light, that was just controlled by the shutter speed and ISO. I had to go down with my shutter speed to something like 1/60th of a second. I had an ISO of 320 at f4. Now cousin Fei, who was shooting with me, she used a radio controller to control the other speed lights. I had something extra. I had a joker. I used an on-camera flash, which allowed me to fill in dark shadows of the bar, of the model, and add some extra sparkle here and there. I had my on-camera flash on 1/4 power, and I used a foamy black thing, which is basically the thing which shields the on-camera flashlight from directly hitting the model, because that is something that I typically don't want. Now with this on-camera flash, I can quickly throw it, let's say, against the bar, in a situation where I see the model is already exposed correctly. She's quite bright, but the bar is too dark. It's looking dead. You wouldn't believe that's a real bar. I cannot dial up my shutter speed because then the windows would get too bright and they would blow out. So I need an extra light somehow there. With an on-camera flash, I can just swivel the flash head towards the bar, throw in some light into the bar and bring it to life. Or let's say I see the model needs a little bit of extra fill in her shadows. I can turn my flash head so that the light hits something like a white vase which might stand on the bar, or a reflective bowl which might stand there, or even both like in our case. And boom, there I've got my little fill light very fast. Or in a moment where nobody's watching, I can quickly sneak behind the bar where I would usually not be allowed to go, and I can grab some photos from over there. I'm shooting directly into the backlight, into the rim light that we had for the model, and in this situation I definitely need a fill for my model. I need it even as a main light, so why not turn my on-camera flash towards some reflective glasses which are standing in the bar, and then they act as my main light. I can do all of that without having to set up an extra light stand, and I'm anyway not allowed to put a light stand behind the bar because the personnel is running there because they have to prepare for opening the bar. My on-camera flash was a Mitros Plus, and this is a great device because it got the built-in radio controller for triggering the other speedlight. It got, for example, a built-in Odin TCU, a fully ETTL enabled controller. And that makes it very, very comfortable and very fast to dial up and down the other channels. I mean, I could do the same strategy definitely with the original systems of Nikon and of Canon. It's just that my Canon flashes, they still have optical transmission. And when I use a foamy black thing, which is shielding the flash, then this optical transmission might not be so reliable. So I still prefer radio control, and the Mitros Plus is giving me exactly that. So I hope this inspires you to think about lighting from multiple angles. I hope you avoid limiting yourself to thinking either this or that, either on-camera flash or off-camera flash. Just think both and, well, keep all the options. I wish you good light.